Hello, it's Monday, July 17th of 2023, and today I'm here at Georges-Henri Station for the Brussels Tram Extravaganza. Brussels has 17 tram lines, and my goal for today is to ride as many as possible. It is currently 10:30 a.m., and I'm giving myself until 5 p.m. to complete the challenge. I have not planned a route for myself, because I feel like if I did, it would be a bit boring and would just be me executing pre-planned instructions instead of exploring a city I don't know much about. Finally, I'm not allowed to use my phone for directions or disruption information. I have to use physical maps and information displays at stations. So, with all that out of the way, let's get down to the platform. So my initial plan is to take the 7 or the 25 down to Montgomery Station, and then change to the 44 or 39 trams out east, because they only operate in this area of the city. So I've purchased a €8.40 day ticket, so I don't have to worry about the cost of journeys and such. $39.44. I don't know why all the different gates have been open today. It just seems a bit strange. I've never seen this before. Let me try to get that tram. So I'm gonna get off at the next stop and then change to the 44 tram, I think, and just take that to the Tram Museum and then change to the 8. I really like this road because it's really well laid out. Like, it has all the main modes of transit. You have the car lanes, this nice bike path, and then the tram tracks over here. I also really like this old waiting shelter with this cool font on top. So now I'm gonna get onto line 8, which is a chrono line, which means that it's fast, has modern vehicles, it's more comfortable, and it's usually almost always out off the road, so not on travel lanes. So I think I'm gonna take it all the way around to Le Grand Station and change to the 93, but I don't know, I think that's what I'll do. Behind me there is the Tram Museum, and on certain days, there are trams that come out and go down the 44 line all the way to Turveleen Park and then come back for a nice excursion. They're on older vehicles. Here's my tram. It's quite a short vehicle. This is an older modern vehicle. So I thought they only had vehicles like I got at the start on line 7, but I guess they have these older models as well, which annoyingly don't have AC, which I really hate. That whole parking lot with the gas station makes me feel right at home. Nothing to see here. Chrono definitely does not mean all off the road, because we're definitely on the road here. So I've arrived here at Le Grand. Seems quite nice, actually. Now I'm going to walk down to that end of the platform to get the 93. I really like how the trams here say, like, departing in 5 minutes, so I know I don't have to rush. So I'm going to take the tram from here to Louis, and then I'm going to take the 92 down south, and then maybe change here at Marlow to the 97, or I'll figure it out. and we're moving. This tram is very empty, but that makes sense since it's the first stop. Well, this is a nice view, and I can also see a bunch of trams back there, and I assume that's where they wait to turn back around because line 8 and line 97 terminate here. On the way here, I passed by a station where they don't lie, they just give you the facts. Anyway, now I'm gonna take the 92 down to Marlow, and then the 97 to Globe, and then the 51 somewhere. The station is actually pretty cool because it's in the middle of a roundabout and it has an interchange with the metro. That's my tram. Okay, now I'm gonna get the 97 on the other side for just one stop, and it is right there, but I don't think I'll get it. Nope. I feel like Brussels is such a nice looking city. Like pretty much everywhere you go, you get nice areas and plazas like this. The next 97 is in 10 minutes, so I'll have to wait 10 minutes to take a train to take me one stop down, which I could probably walk in like 5 minutes. I actually don't know how far it is, so. So I just realized here that the tracks in front of the station are made up of gauntlet tracks, which are when two rails are kind of interlinked together. I'll put up a picture so you can see. And the switch is just over there. And they do this so that if the switch was at the intersection and the switch failed, the tram would get stuck there. But if the switch fails here, it just gets stuck on a straight piece of track, which they can easily reroute trams over. Or just close one section of the line instead of closing a bunch of lines. This tram has about that much of a gap, and my tram should have a slightly bigger gap because it'll be on the slightly further set of tracks. There it is now. So as you can see, it's slightly further away. Look, my whole foot can fit now pretty much. So I'm literally going to take this one stop, which is probably the most useless journey. So I'm at Globe here, but now I need to change to the 51 tram. Okay, here's one of the platforms, but I think I want to go the other way, because the other way goes to the highest point in Brussels, and I kind of want to see that, so. Where is the other platform? This is a very interesting crosswalk. It starts very narrow and then widens, so you can go straight across or you can go diagonally across. The tram tracks at intersections here look like such a mess, but I think it's so cool. Like, look at that. And the wires above. Okay, the tram arrived right on time. So I'll take this tram out to the final stop, and then I'll probably turn around and come back to Globe. So here we are at the big 100, Brussels' highest point. I think it's about 100 meters above sea level, which is why it's called 100 meters, or altitude 100. So the highest point is marked by this sort of monument here in the middle and these 8 roads linking up to this big roundabout. I think it's a church, not a monument. So now I have to wait 10 minutes here for the tram to return back. As you can see on the map, the tram didn't used to terminate here. It used to continue through and link up with the pre-metro tunnel at Albert, go through with the lines 3 and 4 all the way to South Station, and then continue up and separate and go its own way up north. But now, because of the line 3 construction of the metro, this section is closed. It makes sense, but I still find it cool that all the roads from this roundabout all lead downhill, which is kind of funny. There's probably some nice viewpoint of Brussels somewhere around here, but I don't know where it is. So when I get back to Globe, I'm gonna take line 4 and then probably change to line 3 somewhere down to downtown and find somewhere to eat. and we're off around the roundabout. Round and round we go. Sounds like a children's story there. Here's the entrance to the church. And there goes the entrance to the church. I'm here at Globe. Now I'm just gonna get line 4 straight to Brussels Midi so I can eat and go to the bathroom and stuff. I know line 3 interlines and I could just change and catch line 3, but that's kind of boring and I'll get it somewhere else. I haven't mentioned yet how cool I think this map is. Like, it is kind of busy and stuff because it has all the metro lines, all the tram lines, and all the bus lines, but it's really cool seeing the entire city, all the transit in the whole city on one singular map, which is very useful for a bunch of connections that you wouldn't even know existed by bus if this map didn't exist. Okay, now I need to walk back to the line 4 and 97 platform, but at least I know where that is now. Here's the SOS tram rolling by. I have no idea what that means. It's kind of concerning. Don't go into any doors here, or else it'll get all messy in the doors. Messy door. So, made it to Gare de Midi, and here's where I'll take my break. So, see you in about 45 minutes on the upper platforms. Well, for you it'll be 1 second, so bye. Hello, I'm on the upper platforms now. I finished my break, and I'm gonna start by taking line 81 one stop towards Montgomery, and then line 82 back, and continuing past South Station. I actually really like this map of the station, which is here where we are. I'm gonna take the 81 just right here, just down the station, and then the 82 back through and out, away. Okay, now I'm gonna cross the tram tracks and get the 82 back the other way. Why is my voice so crackly? It's a little weird. It also seems to have rained while I was on my break inside the station, so that's interesting. At least I wasn't out in the rain. I also got really far in a really short amount of time. Like, I already made it to Sweden. Anyway, time for the 82. I feel like we've been here before. We briefly go into this tunnel just for one station, the Monnier, and then we pop out of it again. The Monnier is quite an interesting station, and I showed it off in my pre-metro video. And here we are out of the tunnel, going through the Gare de Midi fair that they have every summer. So I'm taking this tram all the way to Schweitzer, and then change to line 19. So I made it to Schweitzer up there, and I'm gonna change to line 19 in the direction of the Vans, but I'm gonna get off at Simonis to change to line 9. And there's no maps here, so good thing I looked at this before. This is a very nice intersection here. It's really well laid out. I really like the geometric theme as well. It even continues here onto the tracks.
Tram, bus en bussen van de lijn.
So I made it to Simonis, and now I'm gonna change to the 9 line, or line 9, and take that to the very last stop. Line 9 is a chrono line, so it should be a little faster than the other ones, hopefully. I don't know, maybe that's just false advertising. Some history of the station on these walls. Line 9. Oh, there it is. Looks pretty full. Made it right on time. That's where I was. Well, that's a big hole. We're passing by a hospital complex here. Also a parking complex as well. So this tram is in Brussels now, but see that highway? That's in Flanders. I think the only two tram lines that go into Flanders are the 39 and 44 that leave from Montgomery and go out east, but I may be wrong.
A light on the left in the direction of the traffic. Exit. U wordt verzocht uit te stappen.
Look at this abandoned field here. I made it here to Koning Boudewijn, and now I need to find a map to see where I'm gonna go next. Well, I actually just cheated and used my phone to look at a map to see what to do next. I've decided to take the 83 bus, I think it's the 83, to Devant, and then from there I'll get line 3 back to North Station, and then 55 out. It also just started raining, so maybe that's punishment for me cheating or something. It says the bus is right here, and it is. And as you can see here, it does go to Devant. I feel like the weather's never accurate in Brussels. It says it's not gonna rain, it's just gonna be cloudy or partly cloudy, and then every single day it rains at some point. It's a little weird. But yeah, buses here in Brussels are really nice. Like, they have 3 doors. You can enter in any of the doors, and they even have displays just like they do on trams. So it's pretty hard to miss your stop. So I just realized that Esplanade has connections with line 3, so I'll just get off there instead. I think this is the Expo Center. We're technically exiting Brussels now, but it's like we're right on the border. I've realized I made a grave mistake since Esplanade, the platform is like down to the right and I have to walk through the rain to get there. Maybe the one was closer, but I'm really not sure. I guess I'll have to run. Tree protection and all the cameras all rainy. Oh, I have to go upstairs and downstairs. Oh my god. Oh no, I think I can just cross over here. Oof. So if you notice the frame rate dropped to 30 FPS suddenly, it's because I accidentally, or the rain accidentally, changed the setting to 30 FPS. So there you go. Okay, now I'm gonna take this tram all the way to North Station and then change to the 55 there. So it's currently about 3:30. I have an hour and a half to complete the challenge by the time that I set. I think it's possible, but I think it'll be tight with the route I've planned for the end of it. I guess this is an abandoned platform or not used anymore. Here's the main canal through Brussels. So I've made it to Gare du Nord, North Station, and I'm gonna show you my remaining route on a map. So here's where we are now. I just came from Koning Boudewijn. I took the 83 bus to Esplanade and then the 3 down here. Now I'm gonna take the 55 all the way to the final stop, the 62 back to Meiser, and then the 25, which is the last tram, back to Georges-Henri where I started to make a full loop. Now I have to go up and around because my tram leaves from the other island platform. Okay, now I need to get the next line 55 train to Da Vinci. I like how these platform validators here on the platform are set up as line 3 validators, which is kind of interesting. It's so crowded. This is a roundabout over a train line with trams and buses on top. That's pretty cool. I just stopped at a stop called Helmet and like half the tram got off. So pretty popular, I guess. This tram goes down such narrow roads and it splits here. This stop is called Van Cutsum. I feel like that sounds like a supervillain or something. Well, this is a very different type of road. Quite wide, or not wide, but there's quite a lot of space and quite grassy on the edges. Oh, it looks like there's a tram or bus depot here. Or both. It's a pretty big logo. This is the penultimate stop. I like how the older station sign has the modern MIVB STIB logo. And this is the train station, or not the train station, a train station. So I made it to Da Vinci station, but now I need to get to the platform on the other side of this big intersection, so we'll see how that goes. Oh man, there's my tram that I will not be able to catch because the intersection is too big. At least bike accessibility is pretty top-notch. So the next tram is only 7 minutes away, but it's already 4:42, so I don't think I'll be able to get to the 25 tram on time. So I sadly will not be able to complete my challenge exactly on time. But the time limit was just so I could get back to Georges-Henri station at a reasonable time. But since I'll be looping back there anyway, it doesn't matter as much to me. And as long as I'm having fun, I think that's what counts. If all I wanted was efficiency, I'd have created a route beforehand, but I don't just want that. I want to explore and have fun, so I did not. Well, now it's just 5 minutes away. I feel like this intersection is like an American intersection, but better. Like, for one, there are tram tracks, which is pretty obvious, but there's also nice bike paths. The walking phases are split between each island, which is more efficient, and there are also no slip lanes, so you only have to cross one section of road, or two, one on each side, instead of four, like the slip lane one way, the other way, and then the other slip lane. So it's way easier for pedestrians and cyclists. The trams can go so fast here. Okay, I've made it to Meiser, and now I'm gonna try to get the 25 tram on the other side, and if I'm quick, I think I can actually make it. The screen says that the tram's coming in 1 minute, and I can actually see it down there. Look at that, 4:59. So I made it on the last tram at the last minute. I couldn't have planned it better. I underestimated how fast the 62 was, and even by my rule that I had to ride at least one stop, here's one stop, and look, it's 5 o'clock exactly. So here we are, right back where we started, 6.5 hours later, and all 17 of the Brussels tram lines ridden on. Hopefully I rode on all of them. You know, I kind of didn't keep track that well, but you know, the video will have kept track, so if all of them have been done, then there will be a big check mark now. Even though I said back at Da Vinci Station that, oh, the time limit didn't matter, it was kind of arbitrary anyway, I'm still really happy I finished it at 5 exactly, or pretty much exactly. I got on the last tram at exactly 5 p.m. Because, yeah, it's an arbitrary time. It was an arbitrary route. I did not plan the route to fit the time exactly. So it was just a big coincidence that the last tram worked out. So that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!